Welcome to this episode of Inside Tulsa Athletics. On our show today, we'll feature new coaches from 7 of our high school programs, which will include wrestling, basketball, swimming, track, and cross country. We also will introduce the new director of athletics at Hale High School, William Coleman. We'll be right back with Marlon Houston Jr., the new head wrestling coach at Booker T. Washington High School. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our first guest today is Marlon Houston Jr., the new head wrestling coach at Booker T. Washington. Marlon, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, I tell you what, you're stepping into really an ominous position.
Right.
Tremendous background and history in wrestling at Booker T, but really no wrestling for the last few years. So tell us a little about your background and what prepared you for this job.
Yeah, sure. So I've been wrestling since I was 4 years old. I basically learned how to walk and crawl on a wrestling mat. My dad, and my mom had me at a young age in college, and I've been around wrestling ever since. While my dad wrestled in college, and my dad's a coach. We moved around quite a bit. While we moved around quite a bit, I was able to experience some elite coaching. I've had 3 coaches from junior high to high school that are part of the Coaches Wrestling National Hall of Fame, and they all had a deep impact on me in my life. If there's one thing that they all had in common, it was their ability to pull something out of you that you didn't know you had, and they knew when to give tough love, they knew when to pull back, and that's something that I take with me every day. As an athlete, I was able to be a 4-time state qualifier, a 3-time state placer, finishing runner-up in state champ my senior year. And I wrestled at UCO before I finished up college at OSU. While I've been in the working world, I've been an actual engineer, but I've always been around helping as an assistant wrestling and football. I lived in Kansas City the last 3 years. I had the opportunity to be a part of a staff that's and program that were both annually top 10 teams in wrestling and football. And so I was able to be around to see how they operate on a day-to-day basis, in a successful program.
That's one thing, Marlon, I've always said that, when you get to those championship rounds and all that business, the good one's going to perform well.
Right.
But it's that one that you really don't count on. You didn't know how they would, like you said, that you can get them to go a little bit better than what they really are for that 2 or 3 days of the tournament or whatever. Right. That always makes a difference in winning and losing. And I think that's the coach. I went to a AD's convention in 1976, my very first year as an AD, and Grant Taft was there, who was the athletic director at Baylor. And the keynote of his speech was that we're in a business of turning kids on. We got to find that hot button.
Right.
The problem is the button's different location on every single kid.
Exactly.
And I think that's the good coach can find that button and turn them on. Well, as you look at your program, how are your numbers?
Oh, our numbers are pretty good. I'm actually expecting us to have close to a full team for our boys roster. Right now I have 8 girls, and so I'm hoping to get some more girls in. And so, as far as numbers go, I'm having close to 30 kids, and I'm expecting a few more to show up once fall sports.
And you got a good schedule?
Yes, yeah. So we have a full schedule, tournament schedule. We're pretty much full on duels. So scheduling hasn't been an issue. We have a bunch of teams that are eager to wrestle us, and luckily, there's a couple schools in Tulsa that are that are new to wrestling, we're able
Right.
that are needing scheduling as well. So that's helped.
Will you get some kids out of football?
Yeah. So right now I officially have 7 kids in football, and I'm expecting maybe a few more to join. Hopefully.
Oh yeah. No, that'll be good. Your room will be full.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to work out at the same time with the boys and girls, or are you gonna have staggered times? Or?
I'm planning on us working at the same time. Yeah. If the numbers get too big, I might have to end up splitting it up a little bit. But I'm expecting to be able to in the room at the same time.
What do you think your biggest challenge will be restarting this program will be?
Just to get the word out there that we have wrestling. Booker T's an historic school. It's a top school academically. Booker T sells itself, and I think if people know that, hey, you can wrestle at an academic institution like Booker T, please come. And also, with being a new program, funding. Finding sponsors that will help us get the gear that we need. As far as singlets, warm-ups, food, food, water, and travel. Those are things that every program needs. And
well, you got some famous alumni.
Oh yes, for sure. Yes.
That you can call on for that.
Yes, sir.
I think we had the Hall of Fame out at Doubletree one year, and Kenny Mundy went in. And I'll never forget, there was a youth wrestling tournament going on in Tulsa. And when all those little kids at the hotel at Doubletree found out that Kenny Mundy was on the dais during the press conference, they were all outside the door. We're just waiting for him to come out. So you've got some good alum that
Yes,
can
sir.
help you. Well, Marlon, good luck.
Thank
you. We'll have you back during the year to see how things are going.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. When we come back, we'll have Greg Scott, who's the new head boys basketball coach at Central.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have our guest, the new head boys basketball coach, Greg Scott at Central. Welcome to the show, and welcome to Tulsa Central.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm originally from Fort Smith, Arkansas. After high school, I went to junior college route. I played at Bacone. From there, I went out to Denver, Colorado, played at Division II school, Colorado Christian University. I love the game. I love the game of basketball. My high school coaches and college coaches had a big influence on my life. And honestly, that's why I'm here today, just to be in position to help our youth. Well,
what do you think about the Central program? You've had about 3 or 4 or 5 weeks at the school.
Oh man, it's Central has a great tradition. It's a basketball school, and anytime you're taking over a new program, as a new coach, how long is it going to take the kids to buy in? The kids that they've been working extremely hard for me, and they're buying in. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, one of the great things during my tenure as the director of athletics for the district was when we had Central and McLean play for the state championship down in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
I rode down with the superintendent and I said, this is the greatest trip we've ever had because we're going to get a gold and a silver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It just depends on who makes the deal.
Right.
But the
That's
Central
amazing.
has had a tremendous tradition over the
Yes,
years.
yes.
Terry Scott and Eli Brown.
A lot of great coaches.
All those coaches have been through there.
Yes, a lot of great players.
Tell us what your coaching philosophy is. What do you want to achieve with your kids?
My coach philosophy is based on hard work, dedication, and accountability. You know, I think in any program, in my opinion, you know, those are 3 key ingredients that you need to be successful. I like to let my players play, you know, obviously in a structured type of setting, but you know, I like to get up and down the court and let's play basketball. Defensively, you know, we're going to be very aggressive, whether it be full court or half court. So, you know, we'll come at teams at different angles. You know, we play a variety of defenses. So, but you know, and we'll hang our hat on the defensive end.
A lot of times that depends on the level of talent you have, whether you can run or not run.
Yes, sir. And you know, there's a lot of athletes at Central, so
yeah, there are.
I'm licking my chops right now.
Yeah. It's they've gone really through a really transition there. I think where the football is kind of back now.
Yes, sir.
The basketball's been there. Starting wrestling. I mean, they got some very positive things that are going on.
Yes, sir.
Right now, as you look at, have you had a chance in your off season to take a look at your talent and see where you are?
Yes, sir. We have about 20 guys in the gym right now. You know, obviously it's football season, so I haven't seen any of the football kids. But you know, like I mentioned earlier, you know, the kids are buying in. We have a lot of potential. I have a lot of seniors, so which is rare for me. But I have a lot of seniors, and you know, they're working extremely hard. We have potential. We have potential to, I believe, to make some noise.
How many kids do you have in football, do you think? It's hard to know, but.
Yeah, roughly maybe 15 or so.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
So you'll have a lot of kids in the gym.
Correct.
Yeah, excellent. So numbers won't be a problem.
Numbers won't be a problem.
That's
So, you know, and like I said, when those guys come out, you know, finish with football season, we'll get those guys to work out. And I know I'll have some other kids.
Sure.
You know, so we'll have another set of tryouts. And, you know, it's always good to have numbers.
Well, October 1st will be here before you know it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can have a real practice.
That's right. 2 to 4.
Are you going to be able to have a freshman team, a JV team, and so on and so forth?
Yes, sir. We're gonna we'll have a ninth grade team JV, and obviously varsity. And you know, I'm big on development. You know, it's very important to me that our younger kids, including our middle school, where everybody's on the same page. And you know, as my system, you know, we'll have that base offense, we'll have that base defense, and you know, once these guys continue to get older, it's easier to coach as well. So as they continue on up, and you know, they know what we're doing.
Has the new rule for the 5th and 5 and 6A schools hurt your scheduling any? With them being in districts and not playing some of the people in
Yes, it has. You know, me coming from, you know, I'm coming from a different area, so I'm looking forward to playing, you know, the Memorials and Edisons and you know, obviously we won't get that opportunity right now. But we've got a pretty competitive schedule, and I'm excited about it. And I think you know, we've got some tournaments, and you know, I think it's pretty competitive where it's going to prepare us for the postseason.
Well, I tell you, you know, when you have a district this size, that is a problem because you have schools that don't move into that area.
Correct.
But overall, I think it's a good move to settle the thing on the court.
Yes.
And not in the voting box.
That's right.
You know, just rank the teams and so on.
Yes.
I'd rather play head up and do it that way.
Correct.
So hopefully we'll get down through the other classes before long. But
That's right.
Well, Greg, welcome to Tulsa and welcome to Tulsa Central and to Inside Tulsa Athletics. And we'll have you back during the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
When we come back, we'll have Rodrick Hall, who is the head girls basketball coach at Memorial.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now our guest is Rodrick Hall, the new head girls basketball coach of the Memorial Chargers. Rodrick, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, welcome to Memorial.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm originally born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Played high school ball there. Finished up, I went to junior college and played at Seminole State. That's where I met my wife. Left Seminole, went to Fort Hays, and I finished there. Some of the best basketball I've ever played ever. After that, I went home. Me and my future wife at that point had a baby girl and moved back to Oklahoma.
All right.
So I've been here about 14, 15 years now.
I see.
I started out coaching basketball tournaments in the AAU world, ran an AAU organization. 6 years ago, took the assistant job at Sapulpa and been doing this ever since.
All right. I had to get into that coaching full time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
My grandson played football and graduated from Fort Hays.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he was from McKinney, Texas, but they recruited him out there. And he actually graduated in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
He was ready to get back to work. He wanted to get back to Texas. So,
Yeah.
But no, we've made a couple of trips out to
Yeah.
Fort Hays. That's a road trip.
That is a road trip.
All right, so you're at Memorial. Have you had a chance to have some preseason with your kids?
Yes, we've been hard at it. The girls are really, really taking hold to everything. They're working super hard, from the track to the weight room, doing a lot of little skill work when we can. And, you know, they never want to leave the gym. I'm like, y'all have to go. Time to go home.
Well, that's a pretty nice gym not to want to leave.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of our facilities that we did during the time we were there. It was really a class facility to play.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know the state relies on us almost every year to host area and sometimes first round of state
That's awesome.
tournaments, and that's a great location for kids. As you look at the program, how are your numbers?
Really good. I have full freshman squad with 10 girls, JV and varsity. We're sitting at about 18. Our numbers are really good. Our talent's pretty good. The girls are a lot better than I could have even imagined.
Really?
Yes.
What's your coaching philosophy? Do you like to run? Do you like to slow it down?
I like to run. I want to get up and down, get after you, pressure you on defense. Basketball is really about entertainment. You want to put people in the seats and they want to be entertained. So I want a style of basketball that's entertaining. So.
Excellent. What do you know about your district, this new district format this year?
Well, coming from Sapulpa, we played, of course, a lot of the bigger schools that's now moving into the 5A district. So we'll play Sapulpa, we'll play Holland Hall, and we know it's going to be a tougher district for us, but I think we're excited for the challenge.
What do you think about district play?
I like it. I like the fact that it's all up to us to get the job done.
Yeah, the placing people in regions and everything by the vote at the ballot box is not a good deal. I think it's good if you do it on the court. I beat you, then I'm better than you.
That's it.
That's how it needs to be. I think that's something that hopefully will get down into the 4A and 5 and 3A and 2A as well, because there's a whole lot of that goes on with that. So as you look at your district play and your numbers, what's your goal for this year, first year in the program?
Well, my goal is to win it all always. I like to win. I think everybody does. But my ultimate goal is to create a culture that it can sustain itself for a long time. So I would rather have less wins, better culture, so that the winning can start to create over time. But I think with this group, we have a group that can do both. I have some good seniors, about 4 seniors right now that are really strong. My juniors are really strong. My sophomores are really strong. Smart girls. We have, I don't think, any upperclassmen on the ineligible list. Excellent. So we have a good group of kids that stay out of trouble and do what they're supposed to do. Now it's just all about turning that into success on the court.
Great opportunity to work with Bobby Allison too.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. Great mentor.
Bobby does a good job. To follow up what you said, I always said that when we're coaching, if whatever sport we're coaching is all that kid gets in our program, then we haven't done a very good job.
Right.
There's a lot of other things that are involved with the maturity, growth of that young lady.
Yes.
While they're in your program and so on. As you look at can't wait to get to your scrimmage season, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready to see what it's going to look like when we actually suit up and play against somebody else. I think I've scheduled a session that's going to kind of give us different looks. So
Good.
We'll see teams that zone us. We'll see teams that press us. So hopefully we're going in and we're ready for everything.
Excellent. Well, we'll have you back during the year, I'm sure.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And welcome to Tulsa and the Memorial.
Yes.
And when we come back, we'll have Emma Grantham, who's the head swimming coach at Memorial High School.
Hey Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the new head swimming coach, Memorial Chargers, Emma Grantham. Emma, welcome to the show.
Hi, Gil. Thanks for having me.
You take over a program that has been at Memorial for years and years and years.
Yes. Last year, Joanna Bentley decided she'd hand over the reins. Our athletic director, Mark Dover, wasn't sure who was going to take over. I started, like most of my swimmers, started in high school at Booker T, swam while I was at Booker T. I've always loved the water, and Mark found out that I was a swimmer at Booker T and asked if I'd do it, and I love a challenge.
There
so,
you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, do you teach?
Yeah, this is my second year at Memorial and my first year coaching.
What do you teach?
AP Government and History.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I taught that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was hands-on, and with everything, I would really have enjoyed coaching today.
Yeah.
With everything that goes on.
It's an important subject.
Oh my goodness.
Always.
Yeah, for those kids to be acclimated to
Yes.
those kinds of things. So as you go into the swim program, you have boys and girls?
Yeah, we do. We have a few more girls than we do boys, which is fine. In my experience, that's usually how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking forward to it. They're all excited. They're all tenacious, which is what you want in the swimmer and any athlete. So.
Now, are you co-oping with Edison still, or?
I believe they're swimming with Booker T this year.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. As you look at what are your challenges moving into this program as the head coach for both programs?
I mean, I think just getting to know the kids. We had quite a few seniors graduate out of it last year, so getting those numbers back up and getting the word out. I think a lot of kids are coming from Thoreau and Memorial Middle School, and so to them, they're like, I mean, what is the swim program? So letting them know that we have this fun resource, and not every school has a pool, so making sure all our kids know what we have.
Do you have kids that do club swimming?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, because that's kind of the big thing out there,
right?
That travel thing in all sports now.
Yeah.
So if you're not traveling, you're not playing,
right?
Whatever, but. So you'll have to, from the ground up, build this program.
Yeah, which I'm excited to do. I mean, I think it'll be good for me, just a big learning curve, and is a great opportunity to select some really good athletes for our program.
Now, is Thoreau swimming?
I'm not sure.
I know they have a pool.
They do have a pool. I've not heard of any of their swimmers coming over.
And I know Memorial Junior High does not have a pool. But so as you look at that, you have your schedule in place. Okay.
Yep.
And when did you first meet?
Early November, I think, with Hale in Central Oklahoma. So.
Now, do you have scrimmages? Do you have any?
I don't have any planned at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
We might invite Edison to come over with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That'd be good. As you look at your team, what's your goals for these years?
I mean, I think just building the program, as always. I also really want to make sure that we invite other members of our athletic community to come practice with us. I don't think people realize what a beast of a workout swimming is until they join us, and we have the wrestling program starting up. So I've discussed with their new coach and our track coach, them conditioning with us, I think is just a better move for all of our athletes. And I just want to make sure our athletes are competitive, they really enjoy the sport. I think swimming for a lot of people can become a lifelong hobby. So if I can instill that in them, that would be great.
What do you think the most difficult thing for a swimmer to do is?
I mean, I think stamina, nutrition, properly fueling your body for a swim workout. I think swim truly takes more out of you than maybe you think. So I think having that personal responsibility is a big thing for swimmers. You know, we compete individually, but as a team. And so I think instilling that sense of personal responsibility is really important.
Length of the season, does that wear on you a little bit?
November to February.
But I mean, that period of time, as a coach, you have to get them to peak at the right time.
Right. You know, thankfully we have a couple of breaks in there, Thanksgiving, winter break. And so, you know, we can build them up and they still have a little bit of time to taper before big competitions like
That's
regionals
good. I
and
think,
state.
you know, your swimmers, do they play in other sports?
Yes, we have a lot of track kids since we're in their off season. They come and swim with us, and then we have a lot of overlap with wrestling as well.
That's good. That's, the thing out there now, I think, is really swirling around, is that we talked about specialization so much for so many years.
Yeah.
And now we have all these professional athletes saying, hey,
right,
they need to play more sports than one. You know? And then we had our sports medicine people on the last show, and what they talked about was using the different muscle groups.
Yes.
If you use the same muscle group all the time, you're going to wear it out.
Yeah.
You know, you get tired, you have an injury, and that type of thing. So I'm glad to hear that you have more kids involved.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Well, and I think it brings the department together.
It does. I think it builds a great school community that you have so many kids overlapping in so many different ways.
And that's really important.
Yes, it is.
The home court advantage.
Yes, I love it.
Well, welcome to the show, and we're glad you're here, and we'll have you back during the year and see how you did.
Thanks.
When we come back, we'll have Jace Wright, who is the new head wrestling coach at East Central.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I feel like athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLean, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the new head wrestling coach of the East Central Cardinals, Jace Wright. Jace, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Welcome back to East Central.
Yep, welcome back to East Central.
You went to East Central, did you?
I did. Well, I didn't attend East Central as a student. I grew up on the east side of Tulsa, actually went to Broken Arrow High School, but this is my third year at East Central, and this was my first year as a head coach, but second year coaching football as well.
All right, so you're busy.
Yeah, a little
you're
busy.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your background in wrestling.
Okay, so in wrestling, I don't have a huge, extensive background. I grew up, football was my #1 passion, but I wrestled and played football at Broken Arrow High School, and I didn't move on forward with either sport at the collegiate level. I did play lacrosse for a year at the University of Tulsa, but now I'm here and I assisted under Gary Roberts for 1 season as his assistant, and now I'm over here at the head coach.
Yeah, well, that's good. I made a statement earlier today. I think if you really want to coach bad enough, you can.
Yeah.
You figure out a way.
Yeah, that's right.
So that'll be good. And Gary's still in the building.
Yeah, Gary's still in the building, so he's still around. I ask him a lot of questions.
How's that feel to, Gary's a kind of a legend at East Central.
Yeah, so I got to know Gary really well last year. He brought me on, asked me to coach with him. I learned a lot under him. He really is a legend, like his background and stuff. So it's awesome to still have him in the building. And then it's a huge honor to also take over someone who's had such a successful wrestling program at East Central for so long. So I don't take that lightly with the head coaching position. And he's really set up the program for success. This isn't something that you throw a young guy into and he's got to rebuild in every direction. Mm-hmm. It is a winning program, and there's stuff we're going to change, but we want to continue to build off what Gary Roberts left for me and the kids.
Well, it meant so much to him.
Oh, yes.
Being an East Central grad and everything.
Yeah.
And we were closer than we really realized. I finished my football career at the University of New Mexico. Well, he finished his wrestling career at the University of New Mexico.
Yeah.
So
Gary
and I go way, way back. But as you look at the program, you'll have boys and girls?
Yep, boys and girls. So I'll be the head coach of both the boys and the girls team. Then we brought on a boys assistant who he's been coaching football at East Central, Daniel Miller. The girls assistant, India Lewis. She's kind of young like I am, but she's a great relationship with students in the building, so she'll be really good for the girls. And our numbers are really, really high. Right now we have around 40 male wrestlers and then around 13, 14 girl wrestlers. Yeah, and it's going to grow. It's going to grow a little bit. We got to cut off the boys, I think, at this point. But girl wrestlers, we intend to fill every weight. We're close with them. Boys, we filled every weight, and then some.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, that'd be great. We'll have a lot of opportunities for kids with varsity and JV and that type of thing.
Yeah.
As you look at building this program to the next level, what are your greatest challenges right now?
So greatest challenges early on in the year, I'd say it'd be filling every weight. Boys, we were pretty solid. We had a lot of the lighter weights that teams tend to struggle with. We filled all those, and then some. Some guys have experience, some don't. Girls team, similar filling weights, but also we have a solid group of males. We had a state finalist last year, and then we have some guys that I really believe will be contenders for the state tournament this year. But then we have a lot of guys, since we have so many numbers, that have never wrestled before. Mm-hmm. So that will be the challenge. And the girls, it's everybody. Everybody's brand new with the girls. So we got to go from back to square one, how to wrestle, what is a takedown, how do you sprawl, the basic stuff that a lot of kids in Oklahoma learn when they're in pre-K.
Oh, sure. You bet.
Yeah. So we want to teach them that, and that would probably be the biggest struggle that we're going to have.
You'll get some kids out of football?
Yeah. We have some kids that were with us last year to go both ways. We'll probably have about 8 or 9 kids transfer over to the football team.
So you're going to be approaching 50.
Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of kids.
Well, that's a lot of people in the room.
Well, yeah.
It's always good to have that because you have eligibility and you have injury.
That's right.
That's one of those things that you always have to look forward to. What would be your goals for this year?
So our goals, we wanted to fill every weight. We want to be competitive. We want to be tough to beat in duels for both the boys and the girls. And I believe that if you fill every weight, even if you throw Joe Schmo out there, you're tough to beat because that's points that aren't going to be freely given away. But we have quality candidates that we believe are going to wrestle too. So we're going to be competitive in everything team-wise. And same thing with tournaments. And then we have a lot of individual goals for certain kids that are some of our more advanced kids even that are trying to get to the next level. So we want to move forward in every direction with that. And one of the biggest things that I want to do that might be a little bit different from Gary Roberts, which isn't necessarily different because he did a great job at everything, but I want our kids to be the most in shape kids. Mm-hmm. So our kids, they've been working out hard right now. I've thrown most of them in the off season in cross country, which I know is a different kind of working out, but they're running and they're lifting weights. So I want our kids, boys and girls, to be noticeably different kind of in shape.
I think that is the quintessential. I was like you. I had not had any background in wrestling. I was the head wrestling coach at Colville High School.
Okay.
We started a brand new program, had bought mats and everything. We convinced them that if we ran 2 miles, then 3 miles, then 4 miles, that when we got to the fourth quarter, we were the third period, we were going to win.
Right.
There was no question because we were in better shape than you.
Yeah, there you go.
So you got a good plan.
I'm thinking the same way you are.
Good plan. We'll have you back during the year. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you again. And when we come back, we'll have William Coleman, who's the Director of Athletics at Hale.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against a tough competitor, plastic.
Don't trust those numbers on the bottom. You have to stick to what you know. Only bottles and jugs found in the kitchen, bath, or laundry. They're quick to pick up. And empty those bottles before sinking that shot.
Always empty your bottles before recycling. Score big by recycling your plastic bottles and jugs. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and our guest now is the new head athletic director at Nathan Hale High School, William Coleman. William, welcome to the show, and welcome to Hale.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We've worked with William before in other locations and everything, and we're glad that you have joined the TPS family of athletic administrators.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I appreciate it.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about your background.
For me, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I graduated from Booker T. Washington in 2001. From there, I received a football scholarship to play at Southeast Missouri State, where I played under wide receiver coach Kip Shaw, which is the head football coach at Central. Mm-hmm. And I also played alongside Willie Ponder, which is McLean head football coach. Yeah. Then after college football, I came back to Tulsa, and I began in 2007 at Central High School, wide receiver coach. Then I moved on to Memorial High School under Tony Daniels. Then from 2011, 2019, I went to over to Booker T, and I was wide receiver coach. We won the championship 2017 under Brad Caleb. And after that, I was over at KIP also, middle school athletic director. They opened up a high school, started programs over there. And then actually I went back to school, got my master's, and decided I want to go full-fledged into this athletic director role. And now I'm here today, Nathan Hale's athletic director.
Excellent. That's good. You had a great opportunity to work with some good people.
Yep, absolutely.
Really good people, you bet. Willie and Kip have done great jobs in their jobs, and I
absolutely
really appreciate them doing that. As you get into this athletic administration thing, what do you think your biggest challenges are now in your first year at Nathan Hale?
Here at Nathan Hale, it's just making sure that the coaches and the student athletes having everything they need, support and resources to make sure that they complete their, conquer their goals, and also meet the expectations of Dr. Raleigh at the school, making sure that everything is lined out and making sure everything is ethically paved the way for the students.
I think that's a critical thing. I always felt that way. I used to tell the coaches, I said, you worry about the winning and losing, I'll worry about the money.
Yep.
And I think that's, you don't want to put that on your coach. Far too many of not our schools, but a lot of schools, they put it on the coach to have to raise money to be able to have the season. Well, that should be the AD's job.
Yep, absolutely.
And take that responsibility, because they've got enough on a day-to-day basis coaching those kids. You know, I think that's important. So as you look at really getting out of coaching, how has that transition been?
I miss it. I miss it a lot. Actually, I done dusted off my whistle and got back out there the last couple of weeks in Nathan Hale, trying to help out the football team. But once again, I love the role of being athletic director. I don't know if you remember, probably 3 or 4 years ago, you actually recommended me going back to school and finishing up and get my master's in sports management to have the knowledge to go along with the skills. and everything is going great over at the school.
That's good.
We're trying to have more of a winning attitude, and we're trying to increase the presence of our name at Nathan Hale.
I think that's critical. I think that you're completing the academic part of that speaks volumes, because it talks to the faculty that we're not just in this just to coaching. We're in to try to help kids, and with advanced degrees, we have that opportunity to help our coaches be able to be better coaches as well as our kids. I'm like you. The one thing you miss when you get out of the coaching is the day-to-day contact with the kids at practice and all that kind of thing. I always used to say when I was in the college business, you got to see the All-Americans and you got to see the guys you were kicking out.
Yeah.
But the guys in the middle, you never got to see much. The ones that really make the team.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I've been trying to spend a lot of time there at our games, practices, interacting with the student athletes, learning their names and learning their stories and things like that, so I can better support them in their endeavors.
William, I think that's really, really important, that visual part of it, seeing the athletic director at all the different kinds of contests. One of the things that we put in place in our office when I came here was that every Friday and then Tuesday and Friday during the winter, somebody from our office was at one of the gyms or one of the stadiums. I thought it was important not only that the coaches and the student athletes and the building administration, but the patrons in the district, so that we, from a district level, we cared about all those kids, and so it's visibility is very, very important. What do you want to accomplish this first year?
So some of my goals I want to accomplish is, like I said, make sure I provide the support and resources for my student athletes and my coaches. Then next, I want to make sure I bring highlight to the Nathan Hale alumni. People that don't know about the rich tradition that they have in Nathan Hale. I grew up at Booker T, so I know their tradition, but Nathan Hale has a pretty strong tradition,
you bet.
Just like a lot of the other schools. Today on my way over here to the studio, I met a guy who graduated from 1972 from Nathan Hale, and he threw pitched 19 innings. I think I was like, man, that's marvelous. He went on to go to Oral Roberts to play. So it's just bringing highlight.
You had a bunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, a lot of women, men from Nathan Hale.
You bet.
I want to bring spotlight to them.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, William, we'll have you back during the year. And when we come back, we'll have Josh Adsit, the head track coach at Rogers.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our next guest is the new head track and cross country coach at Will Rogers High School, Josh Adsit. Josh, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much. It is such an honor to be here with the living legend.
Oh, no, my goodness. Well, I'm glad the living part is emphasized in that. That's really important. Give us a little bit about your background in cross country track.
Yeah, so I had the honor of growing up under Jim McFadden in Owasso. Was a very middle of the pack, back of the packer. Ended up loving running more kind of into adulthood, and have run lots of Tulsa runs, marathons, ultra marathons, and have kind of lived in the cloud in the wake of famous Tulsa ultra runner Randy Ellis. And so getting to be here at Will Rogers this year to coach cross country and track after moving home from Boston for 7 years is just an absolute dream come true.
Well, Rogers is a good school. It's a good place.
Absolutely.
And, they have got a lot of positive things going over there right now. The
Yes.
construction and everything that's going on has added to the school. As you look at your team, you've got a lot of student athletes out for cross-country track.
Yeah, we had over 100 show up between
goodness.
middle school and high school. It's been amazing. We have a lot of really, really young kids, and kind of the dream is to build a
yeah.
program to kind of live up to the Will Rogers standard. Our last championship was 1947, I believe, and we hope to change that. We know it's going to take time. The team's young, but they have such great heart and show up every day to work hard. It's been amazing.
Are you able to work out there, or do you have to go somewhere to work?
Yeah, so right now we're still running there with our middle schoolers until they can kind of get used to the neighborhood and turning and stuff. But our high school runners, we trust them to run outside, run through the neighborhood. Just beautiful facility, beautiful neighborhood. Of course, we have the University of Tulsa there. There's some bike paths that are amazing, and teaching kids to obey traffic and how to cross the streets and do all those kinds of things. We really have some very strong, gifted, exceptional runners, and they're young, which we're really, really excited about. Our best runners are our youngest runners. We only have one senior, so we're growing in leadership, and we absolutely love getting to run in the facilities when it's too hot outside or raining. We do have a place to run inside, and that's just been such a gift.
That's fantastic. You were telling me you have a real excellent story about your team.
Yeah, most of our kids, especially our younger kids, have never gotten to experience cross country, and so they sign up in middle school because they want to be in athletics, but they don't even know what cross country is. And so it's fun watching kids get out there and run, and we had kids very competitive, and we made it competitive to get to go to our first meet at O'Brien Park. And we showed up, and one of our kids showed up, and he said, "My dad let me borrow his running shoes." And he unzipped his backpack, and they were Timberlane work boots. And we were like, "You're not going to be able to run in work boots." And so I went off to go get our packet, and I came back, and one of our other assistant coaches didn't have his shoes on. He had taken off his own shoes, had given it to one of our students. That student, who'd never run in a cross-country meet before as a sixth grader, goes out and runs his race, and there were so many races going on at the same time, we didn't know if he medaled or not. It wasn't until 3 hours later we get the packet with all the medals, and sure enough, that kid won a 5th place medal, and has kind of been the mascot of hard work for our culture and for our team. And that just shows the spirit of this assistant coach. Is his first year. He was the first kid to come back to Will Rogers from 6th grade all the way through 12th, went to college, got hired right out of college, and this is his first year coaching with us and teaching, and has already made such a huge impact. And the spirit of generosity with the support, every need we've had, alumni, generous folks in our community have met those needs. People have given us, shoes, and generosity begot generosity. And right now, our middle schoolers have taken the challenge personal, and they're winning our medal count right now, 5-3 with against varsity.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's why you get into this business.
That's right.
Is to help kids.
That's right.
You always want to give them a little bit more than what they think they can achieve in their career, but you've got to be able to pull that out of them.
Absolutely.
And the guy or gal who's there with them every day has that opportunity to make a difference in their life, and that's how we go. Well, I'm certainly glad that you're the head track and cross country coach at Will Rogers. Wish you great success this year.
Thank you so much.
I think we'll probably have you back before the regional, before that happens. And when we come back, we'll have James Asbury, who's the head girls basketball coach at Hale High School.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's mean that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our last guest today was supposed to be James Asbury, but James is on an assignment, and so we were fortunate to be able to have the new basketball coach at Webster, Glenn Henry. He's also the middle school athletic director. Glenn, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I tell you, Glenn, thank you for coming in at short notice
That was so good.
On James. But tell us a little bit about your background at TPS.
This would be my fourth year with TPS athletics. I was 2 years at East Central as the assistant coach, and now 2 years as the head coach at East Central. So actually, my fifth year here at TPS. So it's been a great, great change for me. I love over here right now at Webster. It's different from East Central, but the kids are great. The administration is great here. So I'm looking forward to building the program.
And you have some of that added administrative with the junior high.
Yeah, I like that because I can see the kids from the bottom up, build up the program, build up all the programs from the middle school. Just keep them involved going as they transition to high school. So I can see them, they know me. So right now we have a good rapport with the kids, the middle school kids. And so they're eager to want to get involved. And then when I see them in high school, they really want to get involved too. So
over the years, the Websters had a good basketball program. What do you want to achieve in your first year here?
I definitely want to bring it back, get back to that level where they were. I kept track of them when I was at East Central. I thought they had some tremendous players. And so I want to try to build that up. And talking to the administration, they told me how those kids became great players. They stayed together. They were always together. So we're trying to do the same thing over here, where we have a group of kids that's been together since they were freshmen and just keep building those kids up. And so by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're at a high level of playing, and we can get back to going to state championships or at least getting to the state. I think they hadn't won since like '67 or something like that. So we want to change and bring some of that atmosphere back to this school.
Well, tradition is certainly Webster is one of the oldest schools in Tulsa and have had great success. As you get into, have you had a chance to have an off-season program with your kid?
Yeah, we had, I call it the foundation. Had a group of freshmen and sophomores throughout the summer, and they've been in the weight room and working on skills, and they just been committed. They come in when we have open gyms. They come in, get shots up all the time, and it's a great core to start with, and they're excited. They want it. That's the biggest thing I like to see is kids who want it, and they put in the work, and they don't complain about it at all. So that's something I can really work with and build on.
How's your numbers?
It's pretty good. We got probably got about 25, I would say. There's a few kids playing JV football, so we're still building that up. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for the year.
So you get a few kids out of football to add to that. That'll be good. As you look at your schedule, how does that look for this year?
It's a little. I got a lot of 4A teams. Coming from 5A, it seems like it's like, oh man, I could definitely do something with this. But coming down, it's like I was like, we could still do. I was like, if I could build it like I did, over at East Central, where the kids were very competitive and just playing hard and trapping and running and gunning, and I can bring that over here. We have something to build on, and the 3A is tough too, but I think it's more feasible, I could say, than it was over at East Central, because I feel like they have the same amount of talent as they did over there.
Have the district thing, has that offered your scheduling for the?
Not really. We added since Nathan Hale dropped, we had to add Nathan Hale now. So pretty much we still play same TPS schools, McLean and Central, and now Hale. So we don't play Rogers or East Central or Memorial. So that helped out
Booker
a lot.
T.
Yeah, Booker T. Yeah. So I'll take that.
Right, that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah.
Well, you got scrimmages lined up?
Yeah, we got Manford. We're doing the BA showcase, and I think we might be doing the Oklahoma City TPS. So I'm still looking for one more, but it's pretty good scrimmages. We're excited.
That's good. Well, you'll hit the ground running on October 1st. When
Yes,
you
sir.
Can get in the gym and have real practice.
Yeah.
I bet the kids are looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, stop running so much. That's what they think.
What's the one thing you want to achieve this year?
I want to at least get to like second round playoffs, win at least 2 games in the playoffs. Want to try to get at least a double-digit win season. I know it's stretching it, but looking at the schedule, I think it's attainable. So we're just, taking one step at a time, trying to get double-digit wins first, and then just from there work on trying to win playoff wins.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll have you back during the year.
Yeah.
And not impromptu. You'll be prepared when we come back. Welcome back. And
Thank you.
When we come back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
We hope you enjoyed today's show featuring 8 new staff members for our TPS athletics teams. These men and women have made a commitment to our student athletes and will work diligently to fulfill our goal of providing an education-based athletics. As the fall season is halfway complete and our winter sports season are starting their winter sports in preseason, our athletic directors are very busy at the schools of the 19 schools in our district. Should you have any questions, feel free to contact them at their school. Our schedules can be found on the district-wide website by going to Fast Find and hit the word athletics. We'll see you again in 2 weeks with our next episode of Inside Tulsa Athletics.